Hey guys, welcome to the Crimson Empire. I am Crimson and today I'm going to be talking about my tongue piercings. Now, as you probably could tell from the thumbnail to this video, I do in fact have 2 tongue piercings, not just one like a lot of people do. Now firstly, I want to point out that just because I have 2 tongue piercings doesn't make it weird or strange, it just might make it a little bit different. Now, a lot of people I've shown my 2 tongue piercings have been like, oh, that's a bit weird and strange, and it's not, it's just maybe a little bit different, and yeah, I guess I just wanted to point that out. So, first I'm gonna show you my tongue, I guess, so yeah. I've got one at the front and one at the back. I got the first one done last year, well, it's February now. I got it pierced like in the summer holidays, I think. No, it wasn't, it was just as I started college, so it would have been in September, like the beginning of September I got my first one done, and then I got the second one done about a month and a bit later. So I'm going to start by telling you about the first one, I guess. So the first one I got is the front one. That one. I went to the piercers in the morning before college and I got it done. It didn't hurt very much, like it was pretty nervous seeing this big needle go into my tongue, and it was like but it got clamped. You didn't even really feel that, it's just like, yeah, I was trying to get the positioning right. And then when the needle went through, like, it didn't hurt, it just kind of feels like if you pinch your tongue quite hard, it kind of feels like that, like it doesn't hurt but you feel it, don't you? You can feel like it go through but it doesn't hurt, it just maybe feels a bit strange. Like, I know a lot of people want the tongue done but they're pretty scared about it, and then my suggestion would just be to go and get it done because it does not hurt. It's pretty painless, like it's afterwards that hurts, but it's not like, you can deal with it, you know. So I got it done, it bled a bit and my tongue, like my mouth started producing loads of saliva, which was pretty embarrassing because when the piercer asked me to stick my tongue out I just kind of like dribbled everywhere and it was pretty embarrassing. The bleeding stopped after like 5 minutes, I guess, but until about 2 hours after the initial piercing my tongue wouldn't stop producing saliva, and because my tongue swelled up pretty quickly I couldn't really move it and I couldn't get rid of it, so I had to kind of like keep throwing my head back to swallow all this saliva I kept producing, which wasn't very nice. I couldn't talk very well either, like none of my friends could really understand me. So that was kind of embarrassing. The next day, I think it was quite painful. I couldn't really move my tongue. I had quite a bad lisp. I couldn't really eat anything either. I was on like soup. The third day I could eat very carefully. I had to kind of eat at the side of my mouth and then force it back without it touching the middle of my tongue. But once I learned how to do that, then it was just kind of letting it heal. After about 5 days, I would say, like the swelling started to go down, it didn't really hurt anymore, I could eat normally, I could talk pretty much normally. It took about a week and a half for me to totally lose the lisp I had though, just while I got used to it. And then after 2.5 weeks I got the bar changed to a smaller one, which felt a lot better. So yeah, that's it for my first one, I guess. The second one, which is the back one that I got, I got that done. I was pretty scared about that one, to be honest. Like the first one, I was a bit nervous about, but not that scared. And the second one, I was pretty scared. But he had to take the first bar out first before piercing the second one. The same thing happened. He couldn't really get the clamp on at first because he had to make sure it was far back so it wouldn't interfere with my front one. And that took a bit of fizzling with. But I have like a pretty long tongue, so I guess it wasn't that hard. And then he pierced it. Again, it didn't really hurt much, it just felt like a bit of pressure. I don't think it hurt as much as the first one though. And then he put a longer bar in the front one as well, in case the front swelled. Unlike the first one I got pierced, I didn't like get a lisp or anything. I could talk pretty much normally. There was a little bit of swelling, but not as much as the first time, and I could talk pretty much normally as well. And it didn't hurt. I could eat as long as I was careful. Like, it was a bit sore, but not as much as the first one at all. Like, I was expecting it to hurt as badly, or if not worse, but actually it was so easy the second one. I think within 3 days it was pretty much like back to normal. So yeah, and then now I'm left with that, which I think it does look pretty cool. I mean, I know some people disagree and they think it's a bit strange, but I like it, and I think that's what counts. You know, it doesn't affect me negatively. Like, I really love it. And then if you're thinking about getting your tongue pierced but you're a bit nervous about it hurting, a bit nervous about how it might affect you, I'd say just go for it, because yeah, it might be a bit sore for a few days and it might be swollen for like 5 days, but once you've got the piercing, that doesn't hurt, and it doesn't hurt that much when it's swollen, as long as you're careful just with what you eat, and like, don't talk too much, don't try and move your tongue around while it's healing. And then after about 3 days, and it'll start to fade away, and then after about a week it'll be more or less healed, and after 2 weeks then you're fine, you know. I mean, you hear about all these nasty things about tongue piercings go wrong, but if you go to a proper piercer, then they do check your tongue to check you can get it done. Like, they check where your veins are. Like, I've got a really good tongue because my veins just go sort of down both sides, not down the middle or anything, so mine's perfect. But anyway, a piercer knows how to pierce it so it avoids anything major, like they do it at a slight angle. But yeah, if you're thinking about getting your tongue done and you're just a bit nervous, just go for it. As long as, like, you know, if you're living with your parents and you're not old enough to, like, if you need the consent, then as long as they are okay with it, then just go for it. It doesn't hurt really, you know, it's just a little pinch and then a few days of like a bit of soreness and tenderness, and then it's fine, you know. You can talk normally afterwards. Like, people ask if it bothers me, like if I can taste it, and no, you can't taste it. It's like it's just a part of you, you know. It's like you can't taste your tongue, for example. It just becomes a part of your tongue. You can't taste it. Like, I guess you know it's there, but it doesn't bother you. It's like a lot of you probably have your ears pierced. It's like you don't really notice your ears are pierced. It don't bother you, do they? It's exactly like that. I guess because it's in your mouth, people think it bothers you, but it doesn't. Eating is not a problem. You just eat exactly like normal. Sometimes you might bite your bar, but it doesn't hurt. If you bite down quite hard, then it can make your teeth tingle a bit, but it doesn't hurt your tongue. Like, I can mess about with this and it doesn't hurt at all. For a few like months, you are left with a little dent in your tongue, like where the ball sits, but I believe that goes in about 6 months. I haven't had my tongue pierced, both of them, for 6 months, so I've still got a little dent there, but overall it looks really good and it's starting to fade, so I am hopeful about that. So yeah, there's not much more I can say about that. I just thought it'd be a nice little video to do because a lot of people wonder about piercings and are curious and want to know if they hurt and people's like experiences with them. So this is my experience, and mine is a bit different than most people because I have two in. So I guess if you just want one, then I've had two, so you know that how little of a chance there is for something to go wrong, because it's like, yeah, nothing went wrong with mine are perfect, you know. It's just important that you keep your eye on it, be careful what you eat, use mouthwash like after you eat, just for about like 2 weeks. Yeah, and that's all I can say really. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or are curious about something else, then feel free to leave your questions or comments in the description. If you want me to do any more videos like this or any video at all really, just leave some feedback and I will most likely do them, because my channel's still new and I do need like as much support as possible. So I am still trying to figure out, you know, what you guys would like, what you want to see, and also what I would like enjoy doing. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do leave a like, comment and do subscribe, because I do need all the support I can get right now. But yeah, thank you and goodbye.